What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and today I'm going to be answering a question that has been popping up a ton recently in the zombies community, and that is, what are better, the staffs from Origins or the new bows in Der Eisendrache? Now, this is obviously a reasonable question, as this is the second time we've ever seen a 4-set of wonder weapons introduced into a map, and there's been a ton of people saying that, these things are pretty similar. What is better? So in this video, I'm going to attempt to do just that. Now, of course, everyone has their own personal preferences, and not everyone is going to like the things the exact same, but I'm going to do my best to keep this as objective as I can and really look at just simply what weapons are better. Anyways, guys, if you want to leave a like on this video, that'd be cool, but let's get into it. Now, I've put a lot of thought into this, and it would almost be impossible to take all 4 staffs, kind of sum them up, and then compare them to the summation of all 4 bows. So I think for simplicity's sake, what I'm going to do is compare the top 2 weapons of each set against each other. So I reached out on Twitter, and we've come to the conclusion that for the staffs, the best staff is the Ice, and for the bows, the best bow is the Electric. Now, looking at the number 2 spot, this is a little bit closer. For the bows, it was decided that the Wolf is the second best, which I completely agree with. And for the staffs, it was decided actually a tie between Fire and Electric, but I'm going to go with Electric because I feel like that weapon compares to the Wolf better. The Wind Staff drops off too quickly and doesn't have enough ammo for its charge to be effective. The Fire Staff is so similar to the Electric, I feel like you could almost interchange the two. The Void Bow takes way too long to kill, and the Fire Bow is kind of in that same boat of just not being effective. So I feel like these 4 that we're going to be looking at are the best representatives of their class. Now, before we start comparing these weapons directly, we need to understand what makes a good wonder weapon in the first place. And there's 2 variables. The first is the ability of the wonder weapon to make the player safe, to keep them alive and keep them going. You're backed up against a corner. What do you want? An Ice Staff, or do you want a Thunder Gun? Obviously, the Thunder Gun is a great defensive weapon. You're cornered, you shoot it, you're now safe. The Vitrolic Withering, again, something like that will simply just save the player when you get cornered. The other thing is its offensive capability. So basically, its ability to either kill massive amounts of zombies or deal massive amounts of damage. Now, the Liquefier pre-patched is a perfect version, as one shot could take out an entire horde. That's a power weapon right there. Another example will be something like the Wonder Waff, which has no damage drop-off, things like this. And these are the 2 things that go into a good wonder weapon. Now, they don't have to both be good, but as long as one of these things are good for the wonder weapon, it is powerful and it is of use. Oftentimes, these wonder weapons are much better at doing one thing than the other, but there's some cases where they're just good at both, like the Apothecary Servant. You shoot it and it'll save you, and it will kill a whole bunch of zombies. Now, the upgraded Ice Staff and the Electric Bow lean more towards the offensive side. They've got that charge that when you shoot it down, it will just kind of kill all the zombies. Very, very good for just taking out massive amounts of zombies. The Electric Staff and the Wolf Bow, however, lean more towards the side of safety. If there's a zombie in your way, you can shoot it with it, and it will kill them very quickly, allowing you to continue your train. Alright, so now that we've got a better understanding of how wonder weapons work, let's actually start comparing these weapons. The Wolf Bow is very similar to the Electric Staff, so we're going to compare these. Like I said, they're both defensive weapons. I feel really comfortable, honestly, training with both. It's just something that if you get caught, you can easily correct yourself, just kind of blast all the zombies away. They work differently, but they effectively both do the same sort of job. So with the Wolf Bow, how it works is you can send a single shot out, and it will typically kill the zombie up until around round 40, where it starts to get a little bit questionable. Or you can charge it back, and what it will do is sort of send up something that is kind of similar to the Thunder Gun and just sort of send all the zombies flying. Either way you use it, it will typically get the zombies out of your way. And the Wolf Bow has 75 shots. When you charge it, it uses 2, so 37 charges. Now, the Electric Staff is a little bit different, as its charge doesn't actually do a good job of getting zombies out of your way. It's actually really terrible at that. What it does is kind of send a little electric ball out, and it just kind of does like a really weak Wonder Waff kind of thing. However, its normal shot is amazing at getting zombies out of your way. You simply shoot it at the ground, and if you're trapped at all, it will just kind of kill everything. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I think early rounds, and by early rounds I mean up to maybe like between 30 and 40, I would say that the wolf bow is slightly more effective at saving you. With the electric staff, you're pretty good usually, but you definitely have to shoot it at the ground, and sometimes you could screw it up. Whereas I feel like with the wolf bow, you can just kind of spam that thing and you're typically good. However, the thing that makes the electric staff better is its ammo. You have 75 shots with the wolf bow versus 198 total with the electric staff. You only get 33 shots with charge, but you really don't want to use this weapon for charging. It's okay, but that's not the point of this gun. The point of this staff, I should say, is to be effective. So they're very, very close and sort of better in some situations, but I would say if you're going for a far round, you definitely would prefer an electric staff over the wolf bow. So looking at the second best of each weapon set and comparing those, I think it's safe to say that the Staff of Lightning is better than the wolf bow. But now let's look at what really matters, the best in each tier. Let's compare the ice staff and the electric bow. I've noticed a lot of people have been saying that Treyarch has basically ripped off the bows from the staffs. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, in terms of gameplay functionality, this is not true at all. The bows all are very different from the staffs. It's just the fact that there's 4 of them and they're elemental is why people seem to think they're different. The lightning staff and the electric bow really don't work the same way. The fire bow and the fire staff don't work the same way. However, the one similarity, the one glaring similarity, and it's kind of ironic because they're both the best, is the ultimate ice staff and the electric bow. So, if you look at the single shot for both of these weapons, the electric bow will send out this arrow that kind of electrifies the area, slows down the zombies, and to a certain round will eventually kill them. The ice staff, when single shot, will send out a freeze blast, which slows down the zombies to a certain extent, and to a certain round will kill them. Exact same concept, different elements, but exact same concept. Now, looking at the charges, this is where it gets a little bit funny. With the ice staff, what it does is you charge it, you shoot out this ice blast, and it's going to spin around in a storm and kill any zombie, I believe to any round, that enters it. With the electric bow, you shoot out this charge blast, it creates a spinning storm, and will kill any zombies that enter it. On paper, they're the exact same weapons. Now, we could sit here all day and look at on paper what they do and their ammo counts, but I want to look at this in terms of gameplay aspect because that's what's important. What's better, the ice staff or the electric bow? Well, the ice staff, without a doubt, there's no even guess that it is worse in terms of saving the player. The ice staff is absolutely garbage. This thing is like, basically, if you get cornered with it and you don't have room to move and wait for its effect to take place, you're screwed. I've gone down so many times because I get cornered, I shoot it at the ground, and then I die. Like, that's just a classic ice bow or ice staff death. With the electric bow, you've got a little bit more wiggle room because I feel like you can kind of spam the thing and eventually it should kill the zombies quickly. So neither are very good save me weapons, but the electric bow is way better than the ice staff. The ice staff is just garbage. Now, looking at ability to kill, this is where the ice staff becomes like my favorite weapon of all time and just absolutely insane. The ice staff has 132 shots or 44 charges. The electric bow has 75 shots and 37 charges. But what charge is better? Well, it's the ice staff. The ice staff's charge is what makes it one of the best wonder weapons of all time. It's not the most effective at saving you, but if used right, the ice staff is just absolutely crazy. It is so good for going to very far high rounds because it always kills the zombies. And although the electric bow is so similar, it just doesn't have the ammo. There's nothing really about it that makes it better. Now, overall, I think I'd have to give this one to the ice staff. But there's a contingency with this because the thing is, not all players are the same. Not all players are created equally. So all these staffs and all these weapons is really hard to compare when you guys look at it at the end of the day. Are you one of the best players in the game and you're trying to go for a high round attempt? Well, the ice staff is the best for you. But are you just some regular player that's trying to have a good time? Well, the electric bow is going to do a better job for you than the ice staff because the ice staff just can't save you. Are you just really, trying to save your butt? Well, the electric staff's probably going to do better there. So like I said, there's all these sort of different contingencies, and it really depends on the player that you are and all these different things. But let's be honest. You didn't click on this video because you wanted a half-assed answer that really doesn't give you anything other than a whole bunch of information thrown at you. You clicked on this video because you wanted to know what are better, the staffs or the bows. So I'm just going to say it. It's the staffs. The staffs are consistently better weapons than the bows. Now, the bows are great. Don't get me wrong, but let's just put this out here. If you were to give the best player in Zombies, and I don't want to say who that is because I don't want to start anything up. If you were just to give one of the best players in Zombies either weapon, any weapon from this set, honestly, they would utilize both to their best abilities, okay? And when utilized to their best abilities, the staff's full potential and the bow's full potential, the staffs win. They've got more ammo, so they're going to go further. Their charges do more, and honestly, they're just better. They've also got the bonus if they revive players. I just think, honestly, I have hundreds, if not thousands of hours put into Zombies. I've got hundreds of hours into Origins. I've been playing their Eisendrache nonstop for the last 2 weeks. There's no comparison. The bows are like 10 out of 10, but in my eyes, the staffs are like 11 out of 10. They're more difficult to build, and you got to be a better player to use them right. But when you use them right, when you use them to the full potential, it just doesn't compare. So my final answer is the staffs are better than the bows. Done. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. At least hope you found it informative. You may not agree, but putting it down on paper, I think that this is the right decision. So if you want to leave a like on this video to support it, that would be awesome as well. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I don't do these comparisons a lot, but this is something that I've been just getting asked every single day, and I wanted to put an end to it. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later.